Good morning, Carolina. He's Will Kronsberg.
She's Calista Pushman. Welcome back to being back to Carolina Calendar after another unplanned break.
Yeah, Will and I are here every week, except last week, of course, keeping you up to date on what's happening on the USC campus and around Columbia.
This week on the show, the rain is gone, but it left behind a nutty weekend. We'll tell you some more.
And our first show of October means Pride is on the way. We'll show you a very colorful way to ring in this LGBTQIA plus History Month.
Finally, someone finally told Columbia that summer and hurricane season have come and gone. A look at your weekend weather coming up today on Carolina Calendar. Good morning, Calista.
Good morning, Will.
Obviously, we were off last week due to the threat of Hurricane Ian, and I want to take this opportunity to mention how thankful I am that the storm didn't hit us head on in Columbia, or my family in Charleston, or in Charlotte, and I hope that everyone around Florida, especially Cuba as well, who were affected by the storm, turns out all right.
Yeah, 100%. As much as, we got very, very lucky. We still have to think about all of the people who were really heavily impacted by this storm.
Absolutely. Moving from something somber to something salty, what are you starting this weekend off with?
All right, guys, tomorrow from noon to 6 on the 2900 block of Divine Street, you can catch the 15th annual Palmetto Peanut Boil. The event will celebrate the official snack of South Carolina and feature live music, food, beverages, and plenty of fun for the whole family. Now, all proceeds are benefiting Columbia Animal Service and Animal Mission. Now, I'm a fake Southerner, I'm from the North, and I have to admit, I've never had boiled peanuts, ever.
I'm from South Carolina, and I have to admit, I've had boiled peanuts like 2 or 3 times because they're not for me. They're not my taste. I do not like.
Can you explain,
Explain what, the intrigue? Because no.
I'll have to go and figure it out for myself. Sometimes I have to try it and
I like peanut butter. I like peanut butter and jelly, a staple. I like peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
I'll even eat like roasted peanuts, like honey roasted peanuts, or like cashews. But boiled peanuts, I don't get it. They're slimy anyway.
Oh yeah, I'm a texture person, but it's all worth it because it goes towards a great cause, special cause for me, because that's where I got my cat. Columbia Animal Services, wonderful, wonderful shelter, and again, wonderful cause.
Right, and to each their own. Everybody celebrates a little bit of a different way, which leads right into the second edition of Multicultural Monday, which is next Monday, October 10th, thanks to the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs. So students, faculty, staff, everybody around the USC community can gather on Green Street once a month, this time on next Monday, to take part in UofSC's newest day party, live music, opportunities to learn about all kinds of cultures from around the globe from 11 to 2 on Green Street. You mentioned before the show, it's kind of the same setup as Hip Hop Wednesday, but a more global kind of feel.
I love it. The things that OMSA has done on campus are really, really crucial to ensuring not just a diverse community here, but an inclusive community. So really, really exciting to see. Absolutely.
OMSA's put on some great events. I know we've talked about Pridecella last year. We talked about Hip Hop Wednesday, Lunes Latino. So a lot of really good stuff coming out of OMSA. I'm excited to see how it goes this Monday.
Yeah. Now, for your next event this weekend is your final chance to catch A Midsummer Night's Dream performed on campus by student actors. Now, show times are 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. tomorrow and 3 p.m. on Sunday. Now, it's on the Shakespeare Festival stage next to Woodrow, and I do know someone in SGTV is actually in the show, so we have to go out and support.
Absolutely. It's very exciting. First of all, I saw the stage being built 2 weeks ago, and I was like, what is going up
what
here?
Is that?
You can see it from Russell House. It's right across the street from Russell House, kind of on your way if you're going towards Gambrell or Clothes Hip, and it just kind of sticks out past this brick wall. I was like, it's really cool.
So now you know what that is. But yeah, Midsummer Night's Dream in particular, it's one of my favorite Shakespeare pieces because it is just the most bizarre play possible. There's 4 different plot lines happening, and it's just a bunch of mischief and chaos. And again, I have to shout out my cat. His name is Puck, and he's named after the mischievous fairy that is in A Midsummer Night's Dream. So, that special connection there to the show.
I don't know if I've told this story before, but when I was in 7th grade, my school put on, or my class put on a Shakespeare-themed play
Fun.
And so like different groups of students were in different, they would each do like a scene from a play. So we had Twelfth Night, we had A Midsummer Night's Dream, I think we had maybe Hamlet or Macbeth, a couple more dramas. But me and one other girl were like the narrators of the play. So she played Queen Elizabeth, and I played William Shakespeare. And we just kind of like narrated, we wrote our own dialogue for this play. So you're thinking like, everything is Shakespearean dialogue, and then it's just me, one other girl, writing our own dialogue. And the best part was, I didn't even have to memorize my lines. Everybody had to memorize their lines, except me. I had my script laid out on my Shakespearean desk. You know, I was writing my plays. I just had my script laid out, and I was reading straight off of that, and it was amazing.
That sounds lovely. I wish I could turn back time and be in that audience. I would pay good money to see that.
No.
Any home video, to Will's family, if you have a home video of this, please send it my way.
It's actually like we didn't hear that. And move over to the next thing, which is Thursday After Dark, and it's not on Thursday. It's actually next Monday, October 10th.
Cool.
It's a makeup from the Hurricane Ian canceled laser tag Thursday After Dark from September 29th on the Strom Wellness and Fitness Center Field 4, I believe, from 7 to 10 p.m., just like it was originally scheduled. So they're making that one up. Obviously, we don't have a Thursday After Dark next Thursday because of fall break. So super exciting. And then to finish things off, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that tomorrow is the Avondale 5K run and walk. It's in Charleston, so not exactly accessible for all of our Columbia viewers, but back home in Charleston, this is something that I was always really involved in. My father is really involved in the business scene in Avondale, which is a neighborhood in Charleston. And I volunteered at this race for almost its entire existence. It's been going on since 2010. It benefits the Charles Webb Center, which serves young, differently abled children from early infancy until they're about 10. And I'm really excited to see how it goes. I'm sad that I can't be there this year. Race registration and check-in starts at 7. The race actually starts at 8, and then they will have a little bit of an after party afterwards. I'm going to miss it. I know that my dad will be there before he drives up to Charlotte this weekend. So that's super exciting. I hope it goes well.
No, that's wonderful. I mean, I take pride in knowing a lot about you, Will, but I had no idea about this one. Yeah, learn something new every day. But yeah, wonderful cause. If you are able to be there, be there. Yeah, not much else. I mean, it speaks for itself, really.
It absolutely does. It's a really good cause, and it always goes really well. So.
Fantastic. Well, coming up, one of our sister organizations in Garnet Media Group have welcomed in October with pride. A look at what you can pick up on the stands now, right after this.
Our friends, or in some cases us, over at the Daily Gamecock have been publishing since 1908.
But this week marked a first in the 114-year history, the first LGBTQIA+ focused print paper.
With Pride was introduced online this Monday and premiered on newsstands around Columbia on Wednesday.
And we have a copy of With Pride right here with us. Super, super exciting seeing this whole thing come to life. I mean, from the beginning. Will and I have recently joined the Daily Gamecock's leadership team, and being such a big part of this print was just really, really special. We just gotta show it off.
So obviously, I mean, every article in here is really cool. There's a really cool letter from the creator, but I don't know about you.
Guys.
My favorite part is this right here. I know it's going to read backwards on the camera, but Calista, would you like to tell us a little bit about what we're seeing?
Yeah, so I'm one of the senior photographers with the Daily Gamecock, and I got the really special opportunity to take over this print edition's photo story. And so the headline here, again, it's reading backwards, so I'll read it forwards. Is PT's 1109 creates a safe space for self-expression in Columbia, South Carolina. So the photo story focuses in on local drag queens. I actually got to go to PT's and sit there and watch the show, be entertained by the show, and to take pictures of these extremely talented queens. So it was just a really, really special thing, not just to be the person to take the pictures, but to see it hit the stands and actually have this really special work in print. I mean, there's not a lot of words that'll describe it besides just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting. I really love the whole thing. It focuses on leaders around campus in Columbia who are really driven by pride and very inclusive businesses around Columbia. The history of how the Daily Gamecock and other local media has covered LGBTQIA+ focused issues. I think it's really inspirational. I love what happened with it. The cover is really colorful. You may have seen on the Daily Gamecock or Garnet Media's social media that they made a coloring page out of the cover. Everybody was able to color it differently. I really like my version.
Yours is fantastic. Will did this like beautiful like gradient like sunrise moment. Like it's phenomenal.
My favorite part, and I tried to replicate this in my drawing. I don't know if I did. Is the flowers on the bottom each represent different flags in the community. So you can see you have like the Philadelphia Pride flag, obviously.
Philly.
You have, lesbian flag. There's the asexual flag, and about 11 more as well. Lots of really cool stuff. I'm just a copy editor, so like my name doesn't show up many places.
Just a copy editor.
But I'm very proud of
crucial, guys.
Here's a timeline of coverage. I'm trying to see where everything is, but yeah. So I had a lot of fun working on this. I'm really proud of what it's become. I'm really thankful to the rest of the staff, the other writers and editors, people who did a lot more than me, who made this happen. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, so definitely, it's kind of hard to miss. It is quite the colorful cover. So definitely be on the lookout on the stands here on campus and around Columbia. Pick up a copy. It is 110% worth a look. But until then, after the break, we've got some important and not as important things to rant about, so stay tuned. Welcome back. Now, normally we have a weather segment, but honestly, the weather has been so up and down that you might as well dress for all 4 seasons in the same day. So
instead, we're going to go straight to Will and Calista, ranting about things that nobody asked for. And my rant this time, it's going to be about voting. So we're 30 days until, well, we're actually 32 days until the November elections this year. In South Carolina, you must register 30 days in advance of the election, which means the deadline to register is Sunday. So it's really important, I think, in a state like South Carolina or any of the other 49 states to have your voice heard if you are eligible to. I'm really excited. I got to vote in the 2020 elections and then some other, more local things. And that was really exciting for me. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. Just have your voice heard. In South Carolina, we have a Senate race between the incumbent Tim Scott and Crystal Matthews, the Democrat. My local House race is the incumbent Nancy Mace against Annie Andrews. Annie Andrews is a pediatrician in Charleston. I know she's mounting a pretty big campaign. And then the big race, the governor's race in South Carolina, between our current governor, Henry McMaster, who served for 6 years almost thus far, and Joe Cunningham, who used to be a U.S. representative. From Charleston, in your home state, there's a governor's race between Doug Mastriano and Shapiro, and then a Senate race between Mehmet Oz, known for being on TV, and the Lieutenant Governor, John Fetterman. And then there's also races in Georgia, governor and Senate, as well as governor in Florida, things to keep in mind. A lot of prominent political people that I could mention and I could say a lot more about. Let's just keep it as simple as have your voice heard this election season. Remember to register by Sunday. Yeah, these, I don't even want to say smaller races because they are just as crucial, are super, super important to have your voice heard in. As great as it is to vote every 4 years in the presidential election, it is critical to have your voice heard with these local state elections. So definitely get yourself registered. Absolutely. These are the first major elections since January 6th, since Roe v. Wade was overturned at the Supreme Court, since the Uvalde shootings, since so many major events. So these will definitely be influential races. Yeah, for sure. So there's no good way. There's no good way to pivot this. When we were talking about our rants, and I came in and energize the country to energize yourself. Oh, okay, I like this. So yeah, my rant today is about Monster Energy, because again, we didn't plan our rants to be so different. But I have recently had a bit of addiction to Monster Energy, a bit of a dependency on just enthusiasm. Caffeine. Just deep enthusiasm. We talked today. My outfit kind of matches the specific zero sugar Monster that I drink every single day.
without fail. So I'm a big fan of it. I'm at a point now where like my days are just wrong when I don't have one.
What separates Monster from the other energy drink competitors?
I don't know. I mean,
Not enough.
I really like the cans. I'm not gonna lie. Like I judge the book on its cover.
I do like the way that the zero sugar Monster Energies. I like the way that the M kind of like shines.
Yeah, and it's like textured. Like it's so lovely, and
textured.
it's I don't know. Like I feel like such a hypocrite when I drink Monster Energy because I think back to high school. The guy I was dating at the time in high school, he always drank Monster, and I would like fully fight with him, be like, "You're putting gasoline in your body. Like, this is so bad for you."
So you're a hypocrite.
I am an absolute hypocrite because I spent so much time and energy being like, "Don't drink that. It's awful for you. It's gonna affect you." And then here I am making a Monster Energy wall in the SGTV office.
It's fine. It adds flavor. It adds quirkiness.
It does. Like every office in the GMG wing has its like look. It has like this cute aesthetic, like especially like WUSC. Like they have like a whole like graffiti wall. Like they paid an artist to come in and like spray WUSC, and they have like CDs. It's beautiful. And I was like, our office doesn't have anything, so you know what I added? I added a wall of Monster Energy because I think it fits.
I was talking to another student in Garnet Media Group, and they were saying they passed by the SGTV office, they saw the wall, and for just a split second, they thought that it was a wall of different, more adult beverages.
Stop.
But then they looked and they saw the shiny M's, and they're like, oh, it's Monster, and that's slightly better.
It's slightly better. But yeah, so if you ever catch me on campus, and like it's always like I have like my little strut with my Monster and then like my phone and like my AirPods. Like maybe a camera, you know. It really is life changing. I mean, like I only recently started drinking. It's like a slippery slope from I don't do caffeine. I only drink tea. I only drink coffee, and now it's Monster.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Well, on that note, we wrap up Carolina Calendar for today, October 7th, 2022.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com and sign up for our newsletter, SGTV Recap. For SGTV News 4, I'm Will Kronsberg.
And I'm Calista Pushman. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great weekend, Carolina, wherever it should be.